Imagine walking down a street late at night when the air is cool and quiet, and suddenly a sweet, warm aroma drifts through the breeze. It's inviting, almost magical. You follow the scent, and there it is, the glowing red sign that says Hot Now. That single sign from Krispy Kreme has the power to stop people in their tracks, pull them in and make their mouths water before they've even seen a single donut. But what's the secret behind these golden, fluffy, melt-in-your-mouth creations? How does a simple ball of dough transform into the glossy, sweet perfection that millions crave every day? Today, we're pulling back the curtain to take you inside the fascinating journey of a Krispy Kreme donut. From the very first handful of flour to the moment it lands in your hands. Still warm, soft, and dripping with glaze. At first glance, Krispy Kreme donuts might look like a simple treat. After all, they're made from basic pantry staples: flour, sugar, yeast, milk, eggs, shortening, and a dash of salt. But when these ingredients come together in perfect harmony, something extraordinary is born. Each element has a role to play. Flour gives structure, sugar adds sweetness, yeast makes the dough rise, milk brings richness, eggs add texture and color, shortening softens the dough, and salt enhances every flavor. On their own, these might not sound impressive, but blended with care, they form the foundation of what has become one of the world's most iconic sweet treats. The process begins in the mixing room, where giant industrial mixers come to life with a rhythmic hum. These machines are strong enough to handle massive batches of dough, yet precise enough to mix everything into a perfectly smooth, elastic ball. This stage usually takes about 10 to 12 minutes, but don't be fooled. It's one of the most critical moments in the donut's journey. Overmixing would make the dough tough. Undermixing would leave it weak and fragile. But hitting that perfect consistency ensures that every bite will be pillowy, airy, and unforgettable. This is the moment when potential turns into promise. Once mixed, the dough begins its transformation in a warm, carefully controlled proofing room. Here, yeast becomes the unsung hero of the story. Slowly, it ferments the sugars, releasing tiny bubbles of carbon dioxide that cause the dough to rise and double in size. It's almost like watching dough breathe life into itself. In just 30 to 45 minutes, the once dense mixture turns into something soft, fluffy, and ready for the next step. But there's a science to it. Too much heat and the yeast collapses, too little and it won't rise at all. It's a delicate balance, and it's this exacting precision that makes Krispy Kreme stand out. Then comes the fun part, the shaping. The dough is rolled out and cut into that unmistakable donut shape we all know and love. Specialized machines cut out perfect rings, ensuring every donut is uniform in size and weight. And don't think those tiny holes go to waste. They're set aside to be transformed into bite-sized delights that bring just as much joy. This step may seem purely mechanical, but it's also about presentation and consistency. Every donut must look like the next, so that when a dozen are lined up in a box, they don't just taste heavenly, they look picture-perfect too. After shaping, the dough rests once more for a second proofing. This extra 30 minutes gives the donuts their final rise, enhancing both their flavor and their famously fluffy texture. It's a pause in the process that makes all the difference. The calm before the most dramatic transformation. Now, the magic truly begins. Frying. The shaped dough is gently placed onto a conveyor belt that glides toward vats of hot oil, heated to around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. As the dough hits the oil, it begins to puff and sizzle, turning golden brown within a minute. Each side gets its moment in the oil, precisely timed to avoid undercooking or burning. This step is where the delicate balance between crispy exterior and soft, cloud-like interior is struck. The fryer isn't just cooking the dough. It's creating texture, sealing in flavor, and setting the stage for the sweet finish that comes next. When the donuts emerge from the fryer, they aren't ready just yet. First, they're placed onto cooling racks where excess oil drips away and the donuts firm up slightly. This cooling stage is crucial. It ensures they don't collapse under the weight of glaze or toppings. At this point, they already smell divine. But what comes next elevates them into irresistible perfection. The glaze. The glaze. Made from a simple mixture of powdered sugar, water, and a hint of vanilla. It may sound humble, but it's the crown jewel of every Krispy Kreme donut. On a moving conveyor, the golden rings pass through what looks like a sugary waterfall. The glaze coats every surface, seeping into the cracks and clinging to the warm dough, leaving behind a glossy, sweet sheen that sparkles under the lights. This isn't just decoration. It's what seals in moisture, locks in flavor, and gives each donut that signature melt-in-your-mouth sweetness. Of course, not every donut stops at glaze. Krispy Kreme is famous for variety. Some donuts get filled with rich cream, silky custard, or fruity jams using special injectors that make sure every bite is bursting with flavor. Others are dipped in chocolate, topped with sprinkles, or rolled in nuts. Each variation has its own process, its own moment of artistry. Whether it's the playful crunch of rainbow sprinkles or the decadent bite of a chocolate-covered ring, these finishing touches transform donuts into little works of edible art. Once perfected, the donuts are packed carefully into boxes, whether it's a single for a sweet treat on the go or a dozen to share with friends and family. But even here, Krispy Kreme's attention to detail shines. Delivery trucks equipped with temperature-controlled compartments whisk the donuts away, ensuring they arrive at stores just as fresh as they left the factory. Some stores even operate their own mini production lines, pumping out fresh donuts all day long. That's when the famous Hot Now sign lights up, letting everyone know that a warm, freshly glazed piece of heaven is ready to be devoured. Inside the stores, presentation is everything. Rows of donuts line the display cases like jewels, each one gleaming under the lights, tempting customers to pick their favorites. The smell of fresh dough, sugar, and glaze lingers in the air, wrapping around everyone who walks in like a warm, delicious hug. It's not just about eating a donut. It's about the experience, the moment, the memory. Every step of this journey, from the mixing bowl to the delivery truck, is a story of precision, passion, and tradition. Behind each bite is a team of bakers, operators, and drivers, all working in harmony to make sure the donut you hold in your hands is nothing short of perfect. And when you finally take that first bite, the crackle of the glaze, the softness of the dough, the sweetness that melts on your tongue, you realize it's not just food. It's comfort, it's joy, it's nostalgia wrapped in sugar and dough. So the next time you see that glowing Hot Now sign, or open a fresh box of Krispy Kreme donuts, you'll know the story that brought it there. It's more than just flour, sugar, and yeast. It's a recipe perfected over decades, a tradition of craftsmanship, and a dedication to making people smile. And that's the sweet, irresistible journey of a Krispy Kreme donut. From humble beginnings in a mixing bowl to a warm, glazed masterpiece in your hands. Thank you for joining me on this delicious adventure. If you enjoyed diving behind the scenes of one of the world's most beloved treats, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tasty journeys. Until next time, stay curious, stay hungry, and maybe, just maybe, treat yourself to a fresh, warm donut. You deserve it.